Hello everyone and welcome to a special brand new side series of the World of Magic that's kind of going alongside my main The World of Magic Ranger guide / walkthrough of this channel. So, what is this series? Well, here's the thing. If all of you have been watching the main series that I started, like about a month ago or a few weeks ago at the least, you would know that I made a couple boss guides for the first 3 or so worlds of the game, like the maps. And even though they were pretty good, they weren't really what I was expecting, like how quality I was gonna make them. So instead I decided to kind of instead throw that apart, just not even continue doing boss walkthroughs per map on the main series, but instead focus on each boss and mini boss of the game individually per video on a side series that goes alongside my main series of the Ranger Guide. So, because of that, what is the first mini boss of the game? If you answered Bulldozer, you'd be wrong, because that's the first boss of the game. What's the first mini-boss of the game? It's Bulldozer Jr. Duh, everybody knows that. The thing is, pros forget about him because he's useless. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Bulldozer Jr. for this video. So, how am I going to be doing these style of videos? What's the style of it? It's quite simple. For almost every single boss or mini-boss of the game, I'm going to be using a map on the screen. Some of the maps are actual official ones from Come To Us. Some of them are user created. Sometimes it's actually hard to find which user actually created, so to give credit, it's a little hard. But yeah. So basically it's both types of maps. It depends if that map already actually has a map. If it does have a map like a user made, I would use that one to reference as a guide. If not, then I would use the Come To Us one, which is not as good, but it gets the job done as well. So for example, Bulldozer Jr. can be found in Woody Weedy Forest as well as Woody Wordy Forest, correct? Yes, he can. So, what the hell do you think? Actually, I was going to say something else. That was actually kind of stupid. I was going to say something else, but never mind. Alright, let's go down. So, Woody Weedy Forest. Here's the thing. Bulldozer Jr. is a boss, or I should say a mini-boss, that's pretty much never hunted in this game because like I said before in this video... Wait, why did I do that? I didn't do that. What the hell? Like I said in this game, it has nothing of value. It honestly has nothing of value, and it's honestly pretty shitty. So, what? Oh my god, his boots were destroyed. Holy shit. Okay, alright. So what I need to do is actually go ahead and talk about, well, the actual walkthrough of Bulldozer Jr. So take a look at the map now, before I keep going. Now, the map, as you can see, for Bulldozer Jr., the majority of, actually all of them, well, it kind of depends, but I would say the majority at the very least of the Bulldozer Juniors are on the very bottom, yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused here, on the very bottom of the map, as you can see. Now, there's one or two that are a little bit mid to the high, in the map in terms of north or south, the y-axis, but they're all pretty much done at the bottom, so as far as how to maneuver around here, I mean, honestly, there isn't much to this. Later in the sub-series, when I talk about more detailed areas such as the Lighthouse Dungeon, it becomes a little harder to actually know where. Now, for example, here's one, I'm basically following the map, and all of you can follow on screen. Again, the map of the World of Magic, the Come To Us map, is not too great, but it's not terrible either. It's really not. It does work. The only thing is, though, for some maps, they actually don't appear. It's hard to explain, but I'll talk about that later. For now, though, you kind of just gotta keep going and maneuvering around wherever you see on the map. For example, I walked alongside the entire west area to look for Bulldozer Jr. Here's another one, as you can see. And honestly, it's not that hard to find Bulldozer Jr. Bulldozer Jr. is a mini-boss that can appear multiple times. I mean, multiple versions of, or not versions, you know what I mean. Multiple Bulldozer Juniors can appear on the map at the same time, like a number of mini-bosses in the game. So that's kind of why it's honestly not difficult to hunt at all. And as far as what it actually drops, I mean, really, it drops heavy leather, it drops canine rings, it drops gold like all enemies in the game, and that's basically it. I mean, it can also drop small boxes. That's it. That's honestly it. There's nothing else to it, which is why I keep saying that it's generally a freaking boss that is never hunted. For very good reason. It is so shitty, but I had to make a video for it and start with this one because it is actually a mini-boss in the game, despite it not having any hunting qualities at all. So I wanted to showcase a video of it just in case, some level 5 new player wants to find a way to farm heavy leather. Because I will tell you this, for low levels, Bulldozer Juniors, like somebody killed one too. Bulldozer Juniors are actually the best enemy in the game to farm heavy leathers on. They're better than Swampboars because the drop rate of heavy leathers on Bulldozer Juniors is actually so damn high that like you can easily get so many. You can. You seriously can. Anyway, as you can see, there weren't all that many here on the map, and I'm guessing it's partially because there's also somebody else kind of killing them, you know? Maybe they're looking for Bulldozer, but as you can see, I didn't find Bulldozer either, even though this video is dedicated to Bulldozer Jr. I'll be talking about Bulldozer and Bulldozer's brother in the next video. Okay, so one last thing I should mention is when you look at the map, there are a lot of different spawns. I believe there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, roughly about 13 or so different spawns for Bulldozer Jr. I got these spawns from, a number of sources, some of them online, some of them just personal experience and actually seeing and recording the coordinates, and that's kind of how the locations of it came across as, those 13 or so locations. Hopefully that was accurate, but let's move on to Woody Wordy Forest. Okay, so in Woody Wordy Forest, as you can see, the map looks somewhat similar to Woody Weedy Forest to come to this map, but it's actually a little different. So, as far as locations here for Woody Wordy Forest, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Bulldozer Jr. spots, potentially more. Again, even though I'm making these detailed walkthroughs for each mini-boss, for these that have so many, like these, White Spiders, Meat and Whoopas eventually in the future, which I'll talk about, it might not be accurate, it might not be, oh, they have exactly 14 spawns, it might have 13, it might have 15. It's roughly an estimate, but the important part is showing the locations from what I got. That way you can kind of see which way to traverse here and there, you know? So anyway, for Bulldozer Jr., here in Woody Wordy Forest, as you can see, they're pretty much all alongside the bottom of the screen. Or bottom of the map, I should say. Just like the Woody Weedy Forest. I don't know why, but Bulldozer Juniors have like some fetish on hanging out at the bottom, the south side of the forest. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and keep walking around here. I've only seen one so far, as you can see. I'm not really doing that well at the moment, but that's okay. That is okay. Completely fine. As you can see, I guess the easiest way to find Bulldozer Juniors would be to walk alongside the entire bottom pathway up until you like look up to the edge of the forest, and kind of just keep running up north a little bit eventually, and then finally making a right a little bit and going back down. When you get to the main road, such as where I am right now, instead of continuing along it, go back down a little bit, and then don't go all the way back down, but instead of once you go a decent amount, then go east from there. That will kind of cover the entire pathway for the bottom section, for the most part, just in case there's any stragglers here and there, you know. Here's another one, okay. That one probably just spawned, or maybe I moved a little too down south, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Anyway, once you get to this path, now it's time to finally explore the other side of it. So you simply go up north like this, and you will get taken to the other side. So here's another one, as you can see. Another Bulldozer Jr. And then I'm just going to go ahead and keep running along this pathway because that seems to be working. Another canine ring that's worth another 150. Here's another one, as you can see. So this path is working pretty well. It's working pretty well, right? If you take this route that I'm doing. Keep going up north even more, and eventually, once you get to like the Bramble Dongeries, that basically means to turn around because you've gone out of the habitat of the boars. And then finally, go a little bit to the left and then go back down, all the way back down until the entrance, because you might actually see a few more. As you can see, we didn't actually find any actual Bulldozer or Bulldozer's brother. Not that it's important because who cares? That'll be for the next video. But that does show that somebody is in fact hunting them down here. As of now, usually they're pretty common to find even Bulldozers. I mean, I see it all the time, but I guess not this time. But as you can see, that is roughly it. Like I said, just kind of like a little quick recap. Bulldozer Jr., even though I'm making this video, I mean, it's because it's a mini-boss, even though it has no value whatsoever, unlike other mini-bosses. Even White Spiders and White Bats have some value, but Bulldozer Jr. does not. So, yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this. Bulldozer Jr. video is over, and in the next one I will be doing Bulldozer and Bulldozer's brother. Now, one thing, in case you asked me, if you want the actual coordinates, for actual coordinates, you just have to look at the top of the screen whenever I find one. I'm not going to be listing the actual coordinates on screen, you just have to look at the top of the screen, like the actual coordinates of the in-game coordinates, because I already have a map For me, I'm going to be detailing a map, like showing an actual map for each boss and mini-boss individually per video, and that's kind of going to be the way in which I actually do it. But yeah, so let me know what you think about this project. Again, this video, some of you might say, oh, it was pointless, Bulldozer, you know, I know. But just think of this concept for other bosses and mini-bosses, like maybe in the future, I don't know, Black Skull, and, well, I mean, Bulldozer will be the next one, Fungus King, Poison Fungus King, and so on and so forth. Like, do you think this concept of video would actually work really well and help players? I think it would. Not for Bulldozer Jr., but, you know, but yeah, just, you know, leave your opinion in the comments and let me know. So, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video in any way, please be sure to leave a like. I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you. And as always, I will see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great and a fantastic day.